What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I am Jay, and this is Jay's Life Out Loud, a channel about nothing, but it's about something. We are still here in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, Africa. The week is coming to a close, and it's almost time to get on that plane and head back home. Just had me a little breakfast. Y'all, I've been doing some deep thinking. I mean, that was new. That's always. But yeah, it is definitely one thing to be told about a place by somebody that's already here. It is definitely one thing, like I told y'all before, it's no different than somebody telling you uh, that the new Superman is garbage, or that the new Black Panther is garbage, and then you go see it, you're like, that was a good movie. It's no different than somebody telling you about a restaurant, and you go in the restaurant, they tell you that the restaurant is great, and it's old, blah, blah, blah. Your taste buds are not the same. You do not look for the same ambiance when you go to the restaurant. Go to a restaurant. What turns you on about a restaurant, if I can use that term, is totally different than what turns them on. Some people I went to New Orleans several times and enjoyed myself, and I've heard only two people tell me. One person told me they will never go back. It stank, this, and that, or whatever. And I had another person say almost the exact same thing. Three different people, three different opinions. Try to get the light so y'all can see me. They keep changing, y'all. I don't know if it's cheaper phone I got. But yeah, so everybody's opinion is different. Everybody sees things different. You smell things different. Whereas with me, somebody can say New Orleans and you say it stank. And I can tell you why it smells like that, and it's part of the city, which is weird because there's so much cooking going on in restaurants and bars within a condensed area that all that trash going in one area is, a lot to deal with when it comes to smell. But to get back on subject, is like you can tell somebody about a place, but until you get there and you put your feet on the ground, until you get there and you smell the smells, you see the people face to face. When you in a crowded area, you can bump into people and you get the real smell. When you sit down to eat, you see what the customer service is like, even though you've been told this, and that. It's one thing to be showed somebody riding in a tuk-tuk or a pajaji, whatever you want to call it, versus you actually being in there. I'm pretty sure some of you have never ridden on a motorcycle, but it looks fun. But you don't know how fun it's going to be until you get on there. You don't know if it's going to scare you to death, or you never get on one again, or whatever. Okay, I'm laying my bases. First off, if you're getting on a flight, you have to know that you may have to take multiple planes, but you're going to be on one flight for a long time. I'm saying 13 plus hours on one flight. You on that flight, if you have blood circulation issues or anything, make sure you get up, you walk around, stretch, Do whatever you got to do to keep your blood circulating. Just don't sit there the whole time. Because when I got off that plane, my ankles were swollen. I'm not gonna say I'm the healthiest person either, but you just want to watch for that. You definitely want to keep your eyes and ears open to check times for your next flight. You want to make sure that you hear everything. Ask questions. Is this the gate for such and such? Look at that gate. Listen, they may change the gate at the last minute. I told y'all when we got into Dar es Salaam, that's where no, Addis Baba. That's when, I know I'm saying it wrong, but that's when things kind of went from what we normally deal with when we fly to something different. Packed airport, chaos everywhere, just, people everywhere. And then knowing where your flight was going to leave out, they changed it. If I could compare it to city blocks, it was like 2 blocks down some stairs. Then you had to get on a bus, and then the bus took you to on the tarmac and drop you off at the plane. Never seen that in my life. Personally, I had seen it in videos and people that were shooting videos and explaining what they had to do when they was how you doing, brother? When they took the flight. So okay, the pushing and the shoving and the forcefulness of the crowds is something I have never dealt with in my life. When I tell you, you have people pushing from behind you, pushing from the side of you, and they won't look you in the face, but there is a mad rush to get where they're going, which is nowhere. This is what I don't understand. Imagine have you ever been to a concert, or you ever been to a venue where there's a lot of people, baseball game, all of this. Imagine when it's time to go in and people are rushing. The only thing I've seen close to this, like I said, is Black Friday. And I don't even think people do that no more. The Black Friday where they got a 70-inch TV for $199, and people are at that door and they go, that's how it was. And to me it made no sense, because you're getting on a plane. The plane is not going nowhere, and if you have a ticket, you got a seat. So it just made no sense to me. But we took a boat ride to Zanzibar yesterday, and it was the same thing. If you bought a ticket, you was getting on the boat, but getting on the boat was the same process. People pushing and shoving and scooting in between you and placing their arm on a bar so they could squeeze before you move. The shit was something like, by the time we got to Zanzibar, I was really over it. Honestly, I was over it. And people say, oh, when you go to a different country, da-da-da-da-da, you can't tell me what I got to get used to. And it is what it is, because I don't have to deal with it on a daily basis. Which to me, in my life, and not wanting to be stressed out and all that, I'm glad I don't have to deal with it every day of my life. I've been on trains, buses, and everything, traveling around the United States or going places, and I've never had to fight like that to go somewhere where the damn train ain't moving, the bus ain't moving, the boat is not moving. And they make it so bad a lot of times when you're getting on the bus, you're getting on a boat, and there's still several seats, because you buy your ticket on the boat to Zanzibar, you buy it in classes. silver, gold, platinum, and then I think they had like a private rooms that you could get. And it's like, what are you rushing for? Like, make it make sense. But it is what it is. So um, that's what you can expect when you land uh, in Addis Ababa. And was it as bad? I don't. When we got to Dar es Salaam, it was semi. It wasn't that bad. Put it this way: before we walked away, everybody else was gone already. We was trying to figure out which way we had to go, this and that, get our visa, uh, which you have to. If you're doing visa on arrival, you had to come from where your flight was, come downstairs, and then go to a separate line. And within this separate line, the guy looks at your paperwork. He writes whatever. He sends you to another lady. This lady, in turn, asks you a couple of questions. How long you plan on staying? How long? Blah, blah, blah. And she writes how many days the visa is. So when I told her we would be here for 14 days, she gave me a 90-day visa with multiple entry. So I'm waiting on my wife before we have to go to the bank, which is like right behind her, a couple of feet behind the lady that does this, or the person that does this. And excuse me, right behind, I waited on my wife. My wife walks up to me and she's like, how many days did she give you? And I was like, 90. She was like, that's weird. She only gave me 30. I don't know what that was about. I don't know why the lady did that, but it was what it was. It is what it is. So then you go to the bank. You give me your information. You give me your visa and the card stuff she gave you. And you pay your $100 American money, USD. You can also right there exchange money. So we came in, I didn't know how much to change over. So me and the wife just did 400. 400 was like 960,000 T shillings. So after that, you go through security, which security checks everything again. They look at your paperwork. They take the little paper out of there and stamp you, send you on your way. After that, and this airport is not like it doesn't. Like most airports, when you go to pick up your luggage, you got to go downstairs, wherever, This one is all one floor once you get in. So you walk through those gates, you go right over to the carousel. We went over there. My wife recognized her luggage, her bag, so mine just happened to be right next to it. Got that. Before you leave the airport, you have to take your bags and put it through another scanner before you can leave the airport. Now, I must go back. When we got off the plane, when you get on the plane and you're on that last flight coming into Dar es Salaam, keep that ticket. Keep that ticket. Keep the big one and the little one. Have it out when you land. Somebody's going to take the big ticket. That little ticket, that little piece, do not throw that out. Keep it out when you go through, because once you come downstairs, you're going to go through security right there. They're going to ask for that. Then you're going to go to the person and tell them, why you here, blah, blah, blah. They're going to do their thing. They're going to pass you off to the person that does the letting you know how many days your visa is. Then they're going to send you over with a receipt to pay for your visa. Then you're going to go through another security. They gonna check you, stamp you, send you out. Then you gonna pick up your luggage, put your luggage through a scanner, pick it up on the other side. Then you can head out the airport. For those that are first-time travelers, if your cell phone company does not have coverage here, you are going to need to get either a SIM card or the like hotspot. It's a little box. If you watch the previous video, it showed what the hotspot is. You're gonna take that. You're gonna go to Vitacom. When you walk out of the airport, you look to your left. You're gonna see Vitacom right down there. You walk down there, and you can either do either or. I will say this: there are going to be a lot of people offering you rides soon as you come out of that last security spot of checking your luggage. They're gonna be standing right there as soon as you open the door. When I came out, I believe it was like 3 or 4 guys right there waiting. Some I'm just talking about my experience. Some were very on it, and other ones were more laid back. The laid back guy, once I told the one guy I didn't want to ride, and I was asking for a bike, he just like, down there. So I'm like, whatever. So I started walking. The guy that was calm, he came over and he told me, no, brother, you have to go out the airport, make a left, and it's right down the street. So I'm like, thank you, brother. He ended up walking us down there. And I've heard about this several times. If they walk you or show you anything, they want a tip. Now, you may feel like, oh, I shouldn't have to tip you just for helping me. You're wrong, because they're out here to make money. If just think about any city that you go to, how sometimes you get to that city and you don't know what's what. I was told to download the app Bolt once we got here, but I suggest you download it before you get here. That way, when you go to the airport, you get out, you can go to Vitacom or whatever it is, the cell phone place that's right in the air, right down the street, or in the outside the airport. As soon as you walk out, ain't a long walk either. Go down there. You can either take an old phone, put a SIM card in it, and use that phone as a hotspot, or you can buy a hotspot and use that for however many phones that you have. I have to be honest. Y'all pretty sure y'all heard it in the last video. Before I came, I did a consultation with T3andMe, which was very helpful. I got a lot of information for it was like either $40 or $60. I mean, a lot of information. I was able to ask questions. This damn mosquito bite itching shit. Before you do the consultation, have your questions ready. You may want to give yourself a couple of days so you don't forget any questions. But within this consultation, she'll give the information verbally to you. You will be doing a one-on-one with Siobhan from T3andMe, and all your questions will get answered. Even questions that come up later, you can email her, or if she gives you her WhatsApp number, you can ask questions. After the consultation, she will also send you papers, or she will send you I think it's a PDF file. Well, she will send you all the information she told you, so you can have it on hand to go and reference it whenever you need it. Uh, it was worth the money. She told me a lot of things that were necessary. So you can go to T3 and Me on YouTube, set you up a consultation if you need it. It's worth it. So, like I say, the one guy walks us down to uh, the cell phone place. We go in. Uh, I think a SIM card was like $30 to $40, something like that. And then the other thing that we got was that black box, which is it works as a hotspot too. I ended up paying like 102, 112, something like that. I got the highest minute package they had, and plus the actual unit, and that came up to 102, 112, something like that. We've been straight since we've been here. I would say when it comes to that little box, keep it charged. Um, and this is something my wife pointed out. When you get to your hotel has internet, turn it off. Make sure you turn it off. Get used to doing that, plugging it in. If you get to a place where you're having dinner or lunch or breakfast and they have Wi-Fi, you can turn it off, leave it on, whatever. But you want to know that when you out and about, uh, that thing is charged. Also, get you a phone charger. You know, the ones that you plug in, you charge them, and then when you take them out and you walking about, your phone is low or that little hotspot is low, you can plug it in there and recharge it. You definitely need that because it happened to us yesterday coming back from Zanzibar. We have been using the hotspot all day long, and we didn't get back from Zanzibar off that boat till like 5 something. Got off the boat, tried to turn the hotspot on, it was dead. Couldn't use Bolt because the reason I say download Bolt is just like, uh, excuse me, it's just like what you call it, Uber or Lyft, but it's their Uber or Lyft. So you download the Bolt, you can pay cash on it, use cash, but it'll be the price that's on the app, or you can attach a credit card, or if you don't feel safe having your debit card on it, you can attach a credit card. I'm pretty sure you probably be able to attach your Cash App card, but you have to make sure there's enough funds on there. So the Bolt app will save you the problem the problem of having to hassle or asking someone how much is it, and it'll stop them from you being overcharged. So when we got back off from Zanzibar, like I said, hotspot was dead. We had to flag a tuk-tuk down, or Bajaji, however you want to call it, flag Bajaji down. And I asked him how much back to where we're going. He said 15, which leads me into another thing. Y'all should be writing this down. XE exchange rate. The XE exchange rate allows you to put the American dollar in and see how much it is in shillings, so you'll know how much you're paying exactly. So it was 1,500, and I remember coming there. I used the Bolt, and it was about the same price, maybe even a little bit higher. So I'm like, bet, run that. He shot us to the hotel. So download the Bolt app, XE currency exchange. Uh, it's another app you can use when you're here. If you're at a hotel and you don't want to leave, or you're somewhere, or your Airbnb or whatever the case may be. It is called Picky Picky. I think that is. It's a blue app. It'll show up. You can order food on there from different restaurants all over Dar es Salaam. You can order from the grocery stores. You can even order appliances. I saw massages on there. I haven't used the app. I went on there, downloaded it, but still haven't used it. I might try to use it before we leave just to see. But those are some of the apps that we downloaded. But that Bolt and the XE currency exchange are definitely a must because, okay, on the Bolt, it'll come up and it'll show you. I might try to edit this video and show you how it goes. But on that Bolt app, it'll come up. You put in where you at. Make sure that that top thing that says where you at is the right address. You put in where you at, then you put into where you're going, and then you can pick between I forgot what they call the motorcycles, a car, or the pajaji or tuk-tuk. For me, a lot of the cars are older looking and not as clean. That's just keeping it real. But you know, this is like a very dusty place as far as like it's a lot of dust and whatever. So I can understand that. So the motorcycles, I was told, are very dangerous. And even when you out here, you can see them driving, and you're like, woo. Plus, it's two of us. You have to get two motorcycles. So we do the pajaji or tuk-tuk, which works out fine, and they get you to where you're going. So you can pick between those three, and for those three, it shows the prices. What else? So you pick which one you want, and you click, and within a couple of seconds, it'll pick a driver. Seconds. And it'll connect to that driver, and it'll tell you how far the driver is. I think the most we've ever waited was like maybe 8 minutes. Not even that, because there's so many pajajis and or tuk-tuks riding around. They're everywhere. I mean, everywhere. You may walk down the street, and it's 6 on one side of the street, 3 on the other side of the street. So, you know, they'll get you to where you're going. As far as if you downloading Bolt and you at the airport, before you get here, you go get your phone so it's working however you decide to do it. You can use that Bolt app to get a ride. Or if you don't want to ride and somebody's at the airport, at least you'll be able to check the pricing to see if they're giving you a good price. I also have a driver, a real good brother that, man, the first day we got here, he was a lifesaver. I can't promise you're going to get the ride we got, but I'm going to promise you he going to get you from the airport to wherever you staying at, and he going to do it comfortably, clean car. He gonna give you the best information because he lives here, and so if you need that information, I will. You can leave me a email or drop a comment, and I can get you that information. If you're serious, no time for games, and I'll get you his number. He knows who he is, and I thank him a lot. So. The brother I'm speaking of picks us up from the airport. Now, I tipped the guy that took us down to Vodacom. I did tip him, and I thanked him, and I got his number just in case we, ever needed a ride, because at that point, I didn't know how the trip was going to go, what was going to happen. Left the airport, got in the car. Was plenty of room for our luggage, because a lot of these cars are so small that when, like, if you order a Bolt and you get the car, every time it's an itty bitty car, and I have to sit up front. Some of the luggage has to go in the back with my wife, and one piece of luggage may fit in the back. And we're only carrying 2 suitcases and 2 backpacks. So it's like, you gotta think about that too. So, yeah, we leave. We are taken around Dar es Salaam to look around. It was, man, the whole first day here was like, boom. Everything was lining up. I thank God for that. What else? When you get to the hotel, one of the hotels that we went to actually had security. They had once we leave, I'll give you the name of the hotels, and I'll give them a rating at the 2 hotels that we stayed at. But this particular hotel, when you pull up, they have an extension stick with a mirror at the end, and they check around under the car, I guess for bombs or whatever. They open the gate, you pull up, get your bags out. Your bags will have to go. It's just like going through the airport again, and they do all that. You come in, they give you your bags. You might as well pull your passports out at that point. You give them your information. If you I would say book Expedia. Expedia is going to be cheaper than what the hotels charge. The hotel will even tell you that. The guy actually did tell me that. So you go ahead, you book in. You got to show them your ID, which, your passport. They're going to ask, if you coming with other people, they're going to want to see their passport, and they're going to copy their passport. After that, they give you the cards to your room, and off you go. Definitely before you travel, I use TripAdvisory. So when I use TripAdvisory, I'll click on that hotel. If it looks attractive, I'll click on the hotel. I'll go through the pictures. I'll click on travelers' pictures, not the hotel pictures, because the hotel is going to take pictures that are more, most flattering. A lot of time within the travelers' pictures, you'll see things, dirty sheets, sinks that don't work, whatever the case may be, bed bugs, all that type of stuff. So I click on travelers' pictures. I'll go through them. From there, I'll head. Now I'm using the TripAdvisory app before I even book the hotel. Then I'll go to comments. As I go to the comments, I will go to filter. I go to filter. I will put within the last 3 months. Click that, and then I'll read the comments. And as I read the comments, I'll say to myself, is this comment valid? Is it something that, if it's a bad comment, is this something that bothers me? Do I feel it's something that's going to be a problem with me? If it does not affect me, or it sounds like the person is just being picky, I won't pay it no mind. I don't have my stand, I forgot to bring it down. So I'm moving with my hand, excuse me. So that's how I go about doing my hotels. Also on TripAdvisory, download the app. Also on TripAdvisory, you can check on hotels, things to do, even with the hotels, things to do, places to eat. Even with the restaurants, people will leave their comments on the restaurant and the things to do. Once you've checked into your room, get yourself settled in. Let's see. What else? Some of these hotels I've seen that, 2 that I stayed in, that the hot is cold and the cold is hot. Uh, this morning when I went, the room we got is a bigger room, so there's a half bathroom and a full bathroom. This morning when I got up, I was in the half bath because I didn't want to wake my wife up, and the water was fine. I go into the full bath later on, and the hot water was coming out yellow. I don't know what that's about, but just be aware of what's going on. You want to know if your hotel has breakfast for free. The two hotels that we've been to, breakfast has been okay. I mean, even in America, you go to different hotels, it's rare that you're going to find a hotel breakfast that's just the bomb. But most of them will have fruit, some type of meat. They'll have potatoes. Remember that the potatoes don't taste the same as the hard potatoes. I think it's like a totally different variety of potato. What else? They both restaurants, both hotels we went to serve beans in the morning. The one we're at now, some mornings they have bacon, some mornings they don't. You'll get your Danishes or something similar to that. Remember, you are not in America, so you're not about to get everything American. It ain't gonna taste American. A lot of stuff is fresher. So even with it being fresher, your taste buds is used to artificial. So don't come here, expecting everything that you get in America. You're not. It's not about to happen. The closest, if you order a Coke, it's gonna taste like Coke. But step outside your comfort zone, try different things. The Coke, the one hotel we stayed at, we would go to the bar. They would be like, "Do you want lemon?" Lemons are not the type of lemons we are used to. Lemons are limes, what we call limes, or key lime, I believe, because they're green. And if they ask you, do you want any Coke, just try it. I actually like the lemon in my Coke. So yeah, getting around, like I said, you're gonna download that Bolt app so you can get around. What else? Keep a little tipping money on you. Not American, but T shillings. You decide on what you want to tip, but look out for people. I don't know if you're a tipper in America, but if you're a tipper in America, don't come here and stop tipping. Even a little bit goes a long way because it shows that you appreciate it. The American dollar does go longer here, but at the same time, if you eat and go out like you do in America, it's gonna add up. Period. I don't care where you go. I don't care if your money's $1 million worth. Still gonna start to add up. You might want to find out if you're on a budget. Find out if your hotel has cooking amenities. The hotel we're in right now, it has 2-burner electric stove, electric burners, no stove. You get 2 pots and a saucepan, set of dishes, cups, glasses. There is one of those. Both hotels we have, they have the little thing on the desk with the coffee you can make yourself, or the tea with your sugar, creamer. It is the electric kettle pot, which when I'm getting me one of these when I get home. When I tell you that sucker heats up like that, you want to pop it, make your coffee, tea, whatever it is. If you're a person like me, and y'all can leave them comments out. And you need extra sugar. Take them sugar packets that first day you get there and put them up so they'll put more or come down to the area in the morning when you're having breakfast. Grab your extra pack of sugar or some lemon or honey. Take it back up to your room with you. I'm trying to think, y'all, what else? I haven't seen, as far as your beer drinkers, I haven't seen Bud Light and all that. I have seen, I'm talking about at the hotels or bars, I have seen Heineken. So that's what I've been drinking, Heineken. The Safari beer, which is a local beer, is pretty good. So try that. Like I say, come out your norm, try different things. Get you a fresh coconut off the street from the street vendor. Get you some local food. I got a couple of restaurants that we tried that I can post somewhere in here. What else? When you hear, remember, this is not Vegas. It's not Atlanta. It's not Detroit. It's not New Orleans. This is not Beale Street. This is not Memphis. This is not Houston. Everything is at a slower pace, except the driving. The driving takes something to get used to. It is unlike any other place I've been to. Maybe you can say New York. Maybe that's close. Places like that have a lot of fast moving, I would say shoe wear. Bring you some flip-flops, sandals. If you don't plan on doing a lot of walking, you can bring light color shoes. But if you plan on doing a lot of walking, don't bring light color shoes. But bring you some, if you're going out to the beach, bring you something you're going to be comfortable in going out on the beach. My wife got water shoes. I can't stand those water shoes and the way they look. But the hotel we stayed on at the beach had an area where you come in and you can come in and squirt your feet off, wash them off, whatever. But yeah, bring whatever you need to go to the beach. Definitely get you some spray for what you call it? Mosquitoes. All them suckers will tear you up. They do have malaria here, so we were told that there's medication that you can take just to be a preventative. Also, we were showed different stuff that they use to keep the bugs off. I'm trying to think. So you do want to more. The mosquitoes is gonna tear your ass up. I'm telling you, they're gonna tear your ass up. They got me on one of my middle toes, and that sucker, my ankle, all up my legs. Not so bad on my arms, but I got a couple. I would say bring your patience. Maybe learn some Swahili before you come. I don't know if it's just us. As far as me and my wife, how we look, I don't know if it's I would say, in America, I'm used to people looking at me because of my color. Here, I see people darker than me, my shade, lighter, all different colors, even albinos. So it runs the gamut. But I don't know if it's my size because you don't see a lot of heavyset people here. I seen a few, so I don't know if it's my size that they look at. I don't know if it's because my wife is light skinned and I'm dark skinned that they look. I don't know if it's because her hair is straight. I don't know. And I've yet to sit down and really ask somebody from here, like, why do we get the stares? Only thing I can think of is that I'm fat. Period. You know what I'm saying? Or they know you're not from here. You will get looks, and I'm talking about looks. If you're not okay, if you know the city that you in, right? You know what a look means. You know, if you somewhere and a brother does this, you know, he like, what up? I see you, fam. Keep on stepping. Here, it's like you're not from here, so you don't know the key signs. You don't know, why are you looking at me like that? We were in, oh yeah, they got Pizza Hut here, y'all, KFC. Not the same, but still good. We ate there several times. And we was at the KFC. So I'm ordering the food for me and the wife. And I happen to look to the side as a young lady is taking my order. And it's a brother grimming the shit out my wife. Like he looking her up and down. So I instantly went for how we do from Detroit. I looked at him, I'm like, bro, you good? Not thinking, like, he don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm like, bro, you good? He kind of like walked away, but it was just like, and then I'm a people watcher. I believe I'm converting my wife over to people watcher because I noticed her lately she been on it. But I watch people, man, and I watched him. He did that even to the people that was there, so that was just his attitude. But they will watch you. If you come into an area, you're gonna come into areas because you are a foreigner. Period. All that kumbaya shit that I thought was gonna happen in a way, no. It happens here and there. And when it happened here and there, I was thankful for it. Some of it is pure, some of it is because they know that you coming with that American dollar, you're on vacation, you're gonna spend that money, but it's no different than if you go to vacation in another state or you go to a restaurant. They know you're there to spend money. They about to try to get some of that money. That's their job. Then some of them are genuine. One of the hotels that we stayed in, I got a brother's number. We still, even though we're not in that hotel, he hit me up yesterday. How you doing, brother? His daughter was in the back, and I asked him if she doing better because she was sick. So I'm hopeful that is a connection that will last forever, because I plan on coming back. Maybe after I visit Ghana and Gambia, I'll come back. So when I say it's not like, I'm getting off point, but when I say it's not like Vegas, it's not like New Orleans. Vegas, New Orleans, you're going to party, you can enjoy yourself, you can relax, you can go to different restaurants. The streets are full of people that you can speak to, and, most, they speak English, this and that. You get outside, people that's from outside the country, but majority of people that you're going to run into in these places, speak English. I'm not saying they don't speak English here, but majority of them don't that I've come in contact with. This is my experience. So when you come here, you may have people that want to speak to you, and you don't know they want to speak to you, but they know you. When they hear you speak, they know they can't communicate. So it's like all you can do is look. So you don't know what the stares are coming from. You don't know some of them have laughed when we came into places. I know I ain't the handsomest guy in the world, but I ain't no funny looking motherfucker. So I don't know what the looks are for. But it is what it is. You know, it can get uncomfortable at times. You get kind of irritated, like, damn, you know, I'm here just like you is, whatever. You get some that accept you as a brother, or they understand that you are African too. You are African descendant. You come from, your people come from here. Other ones, they look at you as you are a foreigner. We had an incident where we were getting on the boat to Zanzibar, and somehow my ticket was messed up. So the guy was like, "Oh, you got to go back and get another ticket." So as they're trying to figure it out, I'm trying to stand off the side so I'm not in the way. But there was some guys pushing this big old cart up into the boat. So I didn't see him, but I heard the guy yell out, "Mzungu." I believe that's the word. And that basically means like white, or, you know, foreigner, or whatever the case may be. And I just gave him this look, like, bro. And then, you know, when you eye to eye, that he got the point. But then I moved out the way. And at that point, it hit me so hard. And I'm going to talk about this in another video. We're going to say that for another video. But it hit me hard. Know you are a foreigner in this country. And there are few that will receive you as their brother and sister coming back home. There will be, and this is my experience. Maybe it'll be different when you land. I've had about less than a handful that have shown me, like, you know, I've had one say it, one really show it, and then I've had another guy at the hotel. Because we've been at this hotel twice. We had an issue at one of the hotels, so we had to cancel that out because we were supposed to stay at 3 different hotels. After we had the issue, I didn't even want to stay there. But it's a guy, older gentleman at this hotel. I think in the previous video I talked about it. That I don't know if he was talking about me, but I assume he was. He said they're from America. They're American. We're Tanzania. We are not the same. In a lot of ways, he's right. In a lot of ways, he's wrong. Because we didn't ask to be taken to America. That's a whole other situation. Came across some beautiful people. For most part, like going to the grocery store, haven't had an issue. They ring you up like anybody else. They smile. They may, see you trying to, count the money, get used to their money, because their money is in thousands, not in dollars or whatever. Restaurants, sit-down restaurants, I would say the same way. We went to a Jamaican restaurant. We had a young waiter that was very, I don't know if we want to use the word gracious, or he was cool, young man, and my spirit, I saw like a bright future for him. Like he just had something about his vibe, his spirit, very soft spoken, but yet, he did a good job, and I tipped him as such. Trying to think of what else. We walked in Pizza Hut, and this was the same. This was a different Pizza Hut because we went to 2 different ones. And when we walked in, it was like 4 or 5 women that were behind the counter, all younger, maybe one older. And we walked in, it was like they was looking like, what the, like, and you couldn't tell what the look was. And if you don't speak the language, that's why I'm saying, if you in Vegas or one of these places, you can tell somebody talking about you or what they saying, if it's good or it's bad. Here, you don't know because you don't speak the language. That's why I'm saying, pick up on some. Most people that I hear that pick up on the language is good morning, thank you, a good evening, stuff like that. But it'll be good to know what's going on. Keep falling off this point. Being in Vegas, the reason why I keep saying Vegas, New Orleans, Atlanta, a lot of these places are busy and there's a lot to do. Here, we haven't found that there's a lot to do. You gonna slow down here. You'll find yourself going out to eat. This is my experience, going out to eat more. You can go to Slipway, which is a place you can buy souvenirs, which to me, I think you'd be better off finding a street vendor. Or when we were at the beach, there were people walking on the beach. The Maasai brothers, Maasai tribe, you'll see them wearing like a red kilt color. They usually are security at different places, hotels or whatever. They were selling sandals. But the Slipway to me is more touristy. We went there yesterday, had lunch at a Turkish restaurant, which was good. But you haggle on prices. But there's a lot of street vendors that you can go to, a lot of shops that are owned by locals that you can go into and get your souvenirs from there. But a lot of stuff that was at the Slipway to me were like Chinese type, made in China, whatever. So why would I want to bring you back a souvenir that wasn't even from Africa? As far as pop here, I'm gonna just throw that in. You find, well, we're gonna stay on the topic of what to do. So what to do is, you can go to Zanzibar, be prepared for. I know a lot of people use this culture shock. Be prepared to do the lines when you get down to the dock to buy your ticket. Foreigners are charged more. For me and my wife to go from Dar es Salaam to over to Zanzibar, we got the silver package because they go by seating. Some seating is outside, that's like the cheapest. Then you got levels that go up, better seating, better accommodations. You're gonna be on the boat for like an hour and 30 minutes. We got down to the pier. It was very busy, very hectic. A lot of people, a lot of men all over the place, screaming, "Come with me!" So you can be overwhelmed. But once you see, we took I think it's ZAN fast ferry. If you see that, you head towards that office. There are going to be people that are going to try to help you, blah blah blah. I just yelled out. I did not yell, but I just said, I don't have no money. No money, no money. And the flock of men went away. Me and my wife went in. For both of us on silver was $140. $70 there, $70 back. We left out by 12. Got there by 1 something, 8. Wanted to go to the little slave museum, or I forgot what it's called. Didn't have time. The boat left at 4, so we had to wait for the guy we met there and get in the tuk-tuk, go back, get on the boat, wait. I think when you get to Zanzibar, you're gonna be culture shocked. There is a lot to take in because it's going to be so much that you are not used to. Being in America or any other country, when you go to another country, a lot of times you are in shock. I think you go to Cancun is made for outsiders. It's made for tourists. It's made for Americans to come and feel comfortable. They have so many things set up in the resorts that you won't miss a beat. Here, you're going to see the difference, because if you go to Cancun and you do excursion, they're going to come get you from a hotel. They're going to take you to the excursion. You're going to get done with the excursion. You're going to go back to your hotel. If you go out, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be in a tourist area. If you've been a person that's been going on vacation and you haven't stepped out of the tourist area, you are definitely going to have a culture shock. And I hate to use that word, but it's a different culture. And it's going to be shocking, because you're going to be like, what the hell? Why? Come on, back up off me. But they trying to do a hustle. We got off the boat from Zanzibar. Older man came up to me, asking questions. My attitude when we got off is the defensive attitude. But this man, he was persistent, and he was, telling me like, oh, he showed me the map, tourist map. You are here. This, and that is there, and da. He was like, oh, do you want hotel? Da. No. I said, no, we understand the floor. Oh, okay, so you want a blah, blah, blah. He put everything together. He said, okay, you want to go to the slave? I forgot what it's called. Yes. I said, in a good restaurant. He stopped at Bajaji. He went and got a Bajaji. He said, y'all wait right here. No, wait right here. Wait back here. He wanted us out of the way so we wouldn't be in anybody's way. He was, and I applaud him for his hustle, because he's out here trying to make money, but he's providing a service. And the service is that when you have to go up your spirit, but when you find somebody and you're in a foreign country, you don't know what's going on, and so much is coming at you at once. It's almost like trying to find your way in a rainstorm or a winter storm. There's so much coming at you. The rain is in your eyes, and the snow is coming, and you're trying to look around. You're trying to figure out what is what, get your bearings in a place that you've never been. And to have somebody come and throw your life jacket, you got to pay them for it. So he set the Pajaji up to take us there. Got another. He said, well, I'll be back at 3 o'clock. When I tell you, this man was back there at 3:02, 3:03. Because I told my wife, if he's not here about 3:15, we're going to just catch a Pajaji back. He came back, grabbed the Pajaji, told the Pajaji whatever he was telling him, took us right back. But there is going to be a lot of shock when you get here. A lot of things are... I hear a lot of people say, oh, remember, this is a third world country, this is and that or whatever. But a lot of things are not as fast as the United States. A lot of things are not, the roads are not up to date. I'm trying to find something to... If you've been to Mexico and you took a car to get to wherever, or to get to here to there, you looked out the window and you've seen what was going on. If you've been to Jamaica, you looked out the window, you've seen what's going on. These places are similar. I heard a lady say the other day, like, Americans come here, they have a culture shock, and it's hard for a lot of them to adapt and live here, versus you have people from India, Iraq, these other countries that basically when they come here, it looks like home, so they can interact and they have no issues. With us, we are, and this is not a bad thing, we are as far as our roads, the cleaning. I'm not saying everywhere, because you got some, areas of Detroit, you like, damn, pothole almost ate my car, but the road is paved. You may have trash, but you don't have dust flying everywhere, unless you're going through a construction site. So it's a lot to get. It's it's a lot to take in at one time. Um, I've also noticed with my color, until I open my mouth, a lot of them don't know I'm not from here. Um, a brother even told me that when I went to look at one hotel before we went there, after we had to cancel the other one, he was like, yeah, that's why I kept speaking in Swahili. And he said, when you didn't answer, I knew that you weren't from here. And me and him talked for a second as he took me up to show me the room and back down. And I told him about the older brother here that basically was like, oh, they're from America. We're from Tanzania. We're not the same. And he was basically like, man, don't worry about that. You my brother. I know what happened to y'all. This is and that. This is your home. This is where you are from. And a couple other interactions have let me know that. And then other interactions, I don't know, because the stairs, like I say, the stairs are something that, man, it's not like if I go, it's been times, I remember I went into, me and my ex-wife walked into a restaurant, um, and it was all white people in this restaurant, and we walked in, and I heard that, you know, I don't know if y'all ever watch cowboy movies, and they be like, "Ooh," and then the dust balls fly and all that, and I looked around, and I told my ex-wife, like, oh no, I'm not about to do this. Let's go somewhere else. Here, it can be the same thing. Number one, they can tell, I guess my wife said, by the way you dress, by the way you look, that you are not from here. But it's this look that after a while, and I hate to say this, I felt good to go back to the hotel. Because the people at the hotel have seen you. Especially here, this is our second time, coming back because we switched hotels. So you don't get the looks, but when you're out in these streets, a lot of times, sometimes nobody even looking at you, don't mind. But other places, or you just don't see it. But other places, you're like, damn. And then you got to look at the people. I told you, we walked in that Pizza Hut. Not only the staff was looking like that, my wife was like, no, them other girls was looking like that as soon as we walked in. And I don't know if I'm short and fat and she tall or whatever the case may be, but the shit is weird. But anyway, there's not a lot to do. Good restaurants. If you get a chance to try the fish, they fry the whole fish, try it. Trying to think. It's cool to shop at some of the local places. Try different food. We drinking bottled water. What else? Like I said, this hotel we're in now has a bigger, small refrigerator, but it's bigger than the other one we were at. You can cook here if you want to make your own food. Like I say, make sure you download the currency app so you know how much you're spending. You can grocery shop here for a lot cheaper than you can in the States. A bill that will run you $40 to $70 there may only run you $20 here, or even $7. Because we had got some pops, water, or whatever. When we first got here, that bill probably would have been like $25, $36, something like that, or $30. And it came up to $7 and some change. So you definitely want to use the currency app to keep track of what you're spending. Come with a budget. That's how I try to do it. I try to budget how many days I'm going to be here and how much I want to spend a day. Have it worked out that way. Some days spend more than others, so it is what it is, but it's still a budget. I would say come with a little emergency fund, just in case you have to upgrade your ticket or something happens or whatever, just in case. The plane tickets at the time that I purchased them, for 2 tickets round trip, it was $4,700. Hotels can run. Hotels are just like the United States. They're not charging in T-shillings. They're charging in U.S. So they can run from $50 all the way up to $300, depending on where you want to stay and the rating of the hotel. But same way with the plane tickets. We flew Ethiopian Airlines. So you want to kind of like, I would say, plan your trip a year in advance. We planned it a couple of months in advance, maybe less than 6 months. So you want to kind of, you don't want to maybe plan a year ahead. Check out the best times to go. There is a rainy season here, so you want to find that out. Do your due diligence. I know we watch, for those that have been wanting to come to Africa for a long time, we watch a lot of YouTubers. And these YouTubers will tell you this and tell you that. Some will tell you the honest to God truth, and some will sugarcoat it, put butter on it, and force feed you with this image of when you come here, it's going to be like I'm trying to think, what's my man name, the Willy Wonka factory, like it's going to be like that, all chocolate and cherries and all that. No. So I'm going to make a separate video about that. I want to give myself like a week or two or a couple of days after I get home, get back into the groove and really have time to take it in and sit down and write down everything that I want to say. Because visiting another country or another state or a continent is different than moving. Because when you're visiting, you have a certain amount of time you're going to be here. And if you're smart enough, you're taking a certain amount of money while you're going to be here. You're going to live like when you're here, you're going to be a tourist. You're going to act like a tourist. You're going to do tourist things. You're going to spend like a tourist. When you live here, you're not going to, most of us Americans, black Americans, are not going to live like we vacation. It's no difference if you go to Miami. You may party in Miami, but you know if you lived in Miami, you wouldn't party every night if you're responsible. If you lived in Vegas, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be on the strip every day, because the people that live in Vegas tell you, some of them ain't been in the strip in years. So there's a difference. If you have any more questions about traveling to Tanzania and I can answer them, I definitely will. Leave the comments below. Like I said, when we get home, we'll leave our hotel information. But I can tell you, no, I'm going to say that for another video. And give you the rundown on the 2 hotels that we stayed at. Like I said, if you have any questions, just ask me. My email is in the description. If you want to ask below, anything disrespectful, I'm telling you now. I don't know if you like your YouTube channel. I don't know if you use YouTube every day. But if you get on here and you're disrespectful because you don't like my opinion or whatever the case may be, I'm going to report you and let YouTube block you. And it's going to be a strike against your account. So, I'm just saying. Other than that, you know, I love y'all. Have a blessed week. Don't work too hard. Take time out for yourself. Dream big. Work at your dream. Don't procrastinate. Do what you got to do to make it happen. To all my peoples, get your passport. That's your first step to freedom. I may be trying to, after I get the logistics and everything together, I may be trying to do a planned trip in 2024 trip coming back to Africa. I don't know if it's going to be Tanzania Tanzania. But yeah, group trip. Most likely probably be Tanzania or Ghana. But I love y'all. I'll let you know.